Daf Pei Gimel Amud Beis. It's actually a Shavuos Gemara. It's very, very interesting. Today's Daf has a Shavuos Gemara. The first Amud is relatively easy, and then the next block gets complicated again. Tumah and Tara. Sorry, Simon. Yeah. So Kaman Ozla, right? Again, yesterday we were discussing about how
you make it seem like I hate all this stuff.
You just complained about it. That's all.
Yeah, I complain about everything. You think I hate it?
Okay, fair enough. Anyways, so Kaman
Pay
Ozla.
what? Pay what?
What?
Pay what?
Pay Gimel Amud Beis.
Pay Gimel.
So we were discussing that if somebody carries avoda Zara or avoda Zara carries something else, it becomes tameh. So we're going to see that's a machlokes. Kaman Ozla, who does it go like? Hadatanya, call it tameh samasitos tahiros. Any tamehs that carry something, which we said the way how can avoda Zara carry something? It's an inanimate object. So you put it on one end of the scale, and then on the other, it picks up the other end of the scale. So then it's carrying it. Chutz meseita shel zav, except for a zav, right? Meaning the only one that could do it is a zav, not avoda Zara. Shalom tzinu lechaver b'chol haTorah kula. We don't find any friend to a zav, the Tumah zav, anywhere in the Torah, right? Lema the like Rebbe Kiva. So let's say it's not like Rebbe Kiva. The Rebbe Kiva ikonami avoda Zara. Rebbe Kiva said if avoda Zara carries something, that the thing becomes tameh. And here he's saying only a zav, not avoda Zara. So the one answers afilu tem Rebbe Kiva. Tana zav b'chol the damila. It says zav and anything similar to it. Right? Does avoda Zara become tameh in pieces or not? Like we discussed yesterday. And we had this concept before also. Where a hedgit able to put back the avoda Zara. Like we don't. There's no question. The command the mechaberes tameh. That looks like it's considered like it's attached. Right? Remember what we discussed with tfilas kalim, right? That if you want to break it apart, so you have to break it enough that it needs an expert to put it back. Because if it just needs a minor to put it back, who's not an expert, that's considered like it's not broken. So that's exactly what the Gemara is saying here, right? So if this avoda Zara needs somebody not talented to put it back, so then it's not considered detached. So the question is where a hedger can't put it back. What's the din? Right? Since a hedger is able to put it back, since a hedge is not able to put it back, it's looked at as if it's broken. No, it's not. It's not missing anything, right? Because as it comes off in pieces, it's not mamish broken. If it's mamish broken, it's no longer avoda Zara. And some ask the question the opposite. Where the hedge is not able to put back the avoda Zara, the command the midirabanan. I'm not going to ask you. We're not going to ask. There's no question that it's as if it's broken. The question is where a hedge is able to put it back. What's the din? Since a hedge is able to put it back, it's as if it's attached. No, but right now it's not attached, and it's loose, and therefore it should be mutter. So teku, we don't know which way to go with this if the avoda Zara could get broken. Okay.
Is this teku? Is this teku on the two different ways of learning the kasha, or is this teku a raya that the second way of learning the shaila is correct?
Right, I hear, and I thought from the whole shaila. You mean on the yeshnei levarim or not? Because yesterday we seem to have answered it.
Well, we said Eina.
Right.
There's still,
I think it's going on the whole shaila. Right. No, that's a good point. It's a good point. I think it's going on the whole shaila.
Which way to learn the shaila?
No, on the whole shaila. But then you have a kasha because on Amud Aleph it seemed to have said that we know for sure that it's yes nevar. Okay. Yeah. That's a good question. So doing ami avoda Zara chusam kezayis mao. Let's say you have avoda Zara less than a kezayis. So maskal Yosef lamai. So for what? It should not be no different than this avoda Zara called the fly of the Baal Akron. The Tanya v'simu and Baal Bris lehim says Zvuv Baal Akron. They placed as a Baal Bris, and they made a deal with to this god, which is Zvuv Baal Akron. Everybody made a picture, a form of their fear, meaning their god, and they put it inside their pocket. Since they remember about their god, and they take out this little avoda zara. This is like a pocket avoda zara. And when they get an inspiration, they take it out of their pocket and they hug it and they kiss it. Right? So clearly, avoda zara could be also smaller than a kezayis, right? This
Is
one
this
is the
like
size of a fly. What do you say?
Is it like the crosses that the Goyim wear?
Yeah, something like that, right? There's no minimum amount. You have a cross. I mean, it's questionable if nowadays a cross is also. But if theoretically a guy properly bowed down to a cross and he knew exactly what he was doing, then there's no minimum amount. Even the tiniest cross is going to be avoda zara, right? So must be lenient tumah. The question is, does it become tameh? Tameh, my keep it the iskish l'sheretz. What's the question? Since you compare avoda zara to sheretz, which is what we said on Amud Aleph, ma sheretz bekadasha. We know that a sheretz will not become tameh less than a lentil size of a sheretz. Avoda zara nami bekadasha. So avoda zara also needs like a lentil. Or do we compare avoda zara to dead? Ma mace kezayis, just like a mace needs a kezayis. Avoda zara kezayis, also avoda zara kezayis. Amar Rav Avi b'tem Rav Arula Tashma Tanya avoda zara b'chutz mekezayis ain't but tumah kol ikar. Avoda zara that's less than a kezayis does not become tameh. Shenemar v'yishach es afara el kever b'nei and they sent the dirt to the kever b'nei Ma mace kezayis avoda zara kezayis. So we're comparing kever to avoda zara. So just like a mace needs a kezayis, so avoda zara also needs a kezayis. Again, not for isser. If they bow down to an avoda zara, it's less than kezayis. That's for sure usser, and it's avoda zara. The question is it tameh? So Gemara, you're saying it's not tameh. Rabbanon lamai hilchos say iskish l'sheretz. So according to Rabbanon, why do they compare avoda zara to sheretz if we're not really doing anything with it? Because we're saying that it's not going to become tameh by carrying it. A sheretz does not become tameh by carrying it. Right? We said yesterday, every tumah has its own different qualifications and qualities. So sheretz does not become tameh by carrying it. The nida, we compare avoda zara to nida to ena le'varin, that it will not become tameh in pieces. The mace, the lemetam v'kadosha, and we compare it to a mace that it doesn't become tameh the size of a lentil. So the Gemara says, ema l'chumra. Why don't we say the opposite? Why are we comparing avoda zara to each case in a cooler situation? Why don't we go the other way around? Let's say avoda zara is compared to a sheretz that should become tameh with an adasha, not a kezayis. Compare it to nida. That nida we said becomes tameh if the nida sits on top of a stone, that's on top of legs, that's on top of anything, it will become tameh. And aksher rachmana lemeis l'tmuya ba'ayil. Let's compare avoda zara to mace. That a mace, if it's under the same roof, will make everything tameh. So avoda zara should be the same thing. Meaning, why are we taking the lenient way out by comparing avoda zara to all the leniencies? Why don't we go the other way around, which is compare the avoda zaras to the chumras? So Gemara answers, Tumah avoda zara d'Rabbanan. The whole concept of Tumah of avoda zara is rabbinic. It's the Rabbanon. See, you guys are mechavan, you want to know if it's what things are the Rabbanon or not. So avoda zara Tumah is the Rabbanon. The kula v'chumra, the kula makshinon, and a kula and a chumra we compare it to a kula. The chumra le makshinon. We're always going to go we're not going to go l'chumra. So on the Rabbanon we go l'kula and not to a chumra.
So all the psukim that were brought up earlier were not real. There was no real drushes to them. There's no real hekish or.
I think those psukim. That's an excellent question, and I think the psukim are just telling you which way to compare it. But the whole concept is the Rabbanon. We're just using the psukim to learn out a comparison, not to necessarily learn out. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Zok the Mishna. Also an interesting Mishna. Hold on one second. Let me just catch up over here.
I feel like I'm missing something though here.
What's the problem?
That you theoretically you could carve out something the size of a fly and that's fine, but it's all the machshava behind it. So if the machshava of avoda zara is making that piece of avoda zara, so what difference does the size make of it? No, in terms of
because it's just a matter of who you're comparing it. What are you comparing the avoda zara to?
Why does that have to be compared to anything? Certain ones you did certain thing, other things, different things.
No, but benegea to Tumah, that's what it is. It's benegea to Tumah. Right?
But we know like if you were to go to the mikveh with a sheretz, right? It's going to be you're not going to be purified.
Right.
So
True.
So if that's the case, then how is this any different? A little stone the size of a fly that they keep in their pocket, but they're davening to. I'm failing to see why.
You're right. Why shouldn't it become tameh? Right.
Right.
Correct. So that's what we're saying. We're learning it out from the way we learned it out from the psukim.
We're not learning it from psukim. After all of that discussion, we just said it's a midirabanan, so we're going to be mekel.
Right.
That's all it's saying.
No, that's different. That's just to which ones to compare it to.
Uh-huh.
That's which ones to compare it to.
All Tumah has limitations. Tumah's mace also has limitations.
Right. It's all based on yeah. Can't really understand any of this. See, Simon, I've given up understanding it. That's why you don't like it, because you haven't given up understanding it. If you be like me and you gave up on understanding it, you just, you say you take everything with a grain of salt. You have no problems. Okay, right? And laziness is the way to go.
This is why I like you. This is why I like you, Tzuyako.
All right. Okay. Zog the Mishna. Yeah, minayin l'svina. We could continue with Tumah and Tara. Minayin l'svina shitahira. How do you know that a boat is tar? Meaning a boat cannot become tameh. Shenemar derech aniyah belev yam. A boat goes in the water. So Zog the Gemara pshita aniyah belev yam. This is not a question, by the way. Rashi says not a question. We're just seeing what does it mean that it goes in the water. So pshita aniyah belev yam. Hi hakamash malon ki yam. Ma yam tar asvina tahira. Just like the yam is tar, so too a svina is tar too. Right? The water can't become tameh, so svina doesn't become tameh. And I'll tell you right out, just to get something practical and I think it's interesting, but it actually comes up a lot. Water doesn't become tameh, right? So b'negeya to nida, if she sees stain in the water of the toilet, right? That's one thing. Also, plastics, whether they become tameh, is tali, comes from oil. Right? Now, oil does oil have a din of water or not? If it has a din of water, then all these polyester things do not become tameh. But if you say doesn't have a din of oil, then they can become tameh. Meaning it is, believe it or not, this is negeya l'maisa. That it's water. But the Gemara goes a different angle. Tanya Chanani disagrees. He says nilmudam misak. We learned it out from a sack. Masak metalta mali, just like a sack has to be able to be taken empty and full, meaning you can, right? You can carry a sack when it's empty. You can carry it when it's full. So to avkol matalta mali. Anything that becomes tummy has to be able to be moved full and when it's empty. La fuke svina the ena metaltelas mali v'reikon. The svina cannot be taken mali v'reikon. Therefore, it's not tummy. So Reb Zev Bol, are you there? But he's saying. Right, so you asked about the toilet seat on the plane. Yeah. So a plane, right? So an airplane is not makabel tumah because it cannot be carried moli v'reikon. Right? So therefore, anything big and large cannot be. We say that it's memsa. So most refrigerators are not makabel tumah, which actually comes in to play also, because let's say you have metal grates in your refrigerator, and you put the food straight on it. Maybe it needs tilas kalim, or how about your oven? So someone a tiny that an oven, right? Do you have to cover the grates of an oven? So B'Shema Zalman Auerbach, I don't remember what he comes out, but he does have a tzad that since it's attached to the oven, which is not makabel tumah, this is not the kula being plugged into the wall. A different tumah, a different kula, that it's part of something that can't be moved. Malei v'reikon can't be moved empty or full. It's not really movable. Therefore, it's not going to be makabel tumah.
But the racks are removable. Just because
right, so that was the chiddush of Shlomo Zalman, that even though they're removable, but it's considered as part of the thing. Again, I don't remember if he comes out like that halacha l'maisa, but he entertains that thought.
See, Yaakov, right? A plane can't be moved either way. At least a boat. The Gemara is assuming a boat could be moved while it's.
No, we're talking about moved. So really, what we're talking about is moved by a person.
Rashi says zu ena mitatalas malaya de gedolihi, but Rashi is implying that if it wasn't mali, if it was reikon, it would be able to be moved.
Right.
So a plane can't be moved either way.
No, but right. So it's a kosher case, so
again?
it can't be moved. It can't be moved not mali and not reikon. Right. So the question is,
a plane can be moved.
Not by a human. No. So the question is, are we going to say
it's moved by a tug?
the Gemara is going to ask in a few minutes. A plane can't be moved by humans. It could be moved by an engine, which the Gemara is going to discuss in a few minutes.
Yeah, but
it doesn't say engines.
A plane
says,
can be moved by humans.
What?
Plane can be moved by. You've never seen that guy who ties a rope to himself and he pulls the plane?
It's my cousins in Norway and Iceland doing it like they harness them up and then move those planes. 747s, like real planes.
They can move it.
Okay, but most people, I think, cannot move a plane.
Yeah, but
I think.
what's the difference? Are we talking about weight or size? Because like a canoe is something that's a.
Oh, very good. The Gemara is about to discuss a canoe. Very good. Right. So that's a canoe. L'chari you could.
Right.
Yeah.
A canoe is but so is it weight or is it size? Is what I'm also asking.
What?
Is it a din? You were saying it's a big object. An airplane is both big and heavy. A canoe it might be considered big, but it's not heavy. I'm saying what do you mean by big? What do you mean by what the size of it?
No, any size thing. Any big, if it just can't be moved, however it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's see. What's the difference between these two reasons? If you have a boat made out of earthenware, if the mandomer that says it's a boat in the water, hanami belev yami. This is also in the water. Mandomer kisak, hanoch ksiva gabi sak. Only these things that are like a sak that can be taken mali reckon. If yes, and if not, not. But a svina made out of earthenware, even though it can't be taken malrekin, so it's going to be since it's cheres, so it's not. You're going to have even if it's cheres, it's going to be a problem, right? Inami svinas hayardin, a boat that goes on the Jordan River. It's a boat. So it has a din of a boat. So it's not makabel tumah. The madam with tatelis malrekin that it should be able to be carried full and empty. Right? This can be like this rowboat or whatever, canoe, whatever it is, can be taken malivirekan. Well, how come we say that the Sfina Sayard? And again, the Jordan's for the Jordan River. I think it's sort of like a boat that goes.
Yaakov, it matters a river.
Water.
It matters a river or ocean. It makes a chiluk.
No, but I think it's Jesus just meant they're very small boats that just go. That's all. It doesn't make a difference where it is. But the Sfina Sayardin is called like these things that they kept on the Jordan River that are very small. That's all. Just Yardin is a mushal. You wouldn't take something like that into an ocean. It probably would not bode well for.
Rashi says Ladafka. Rashi points that out.
Yeah. So Mibnei Ma'am Sfina Sayardin Tameh, but Mesha Tu'unam Isa B'Yabasha. A Sfina Sayardin is tameh because you can carry it on dry land. The Maridin Isa L'mayim, and they also put it down into the water. So right, this is the Gemara that has to do with Shavuos. A person should not keep himself out of his medras. This is a corona too, but okay. Vafilu sho achas, even for 1 hour, right? They taught this Mishna to this medrash many times. And nobody knew the reason. Until Reb Chanina ben Akavia came and explained it. Right? Amar Rav Yonasan, a person should never stop learning, even by the time of death. A person should die in the oil. Even b'shas misa, he should be Isaac in Torah. Amar Reish Lakish, ein divrei Torah miskaymin el b'mishamein atzmei aleh. Anybody who's heard Rabbi Yeager speak, this is one of his favorite Gemaras, right? Divrei Torah doesn't happen unless somebody kills himself over it. This is the Torah of a person who dies in the oil. Okay, Amar Rava. Well, the Chananya, right? So according to Chananya, tiltal shvarim shmei tiltal. Carrying it, this is what the Olam was asking about the plane, right? So carrying it through a shar, through oxen, is considered tiltal. That would be considered a way to carry it. Right, so I would assume an engine, l'chara, is the same thing, if you paskin like Hananya, right? I think I didn't really have time to look into it, but if anybody looks into it, if anybody hears any Daf Yomi anybody Daf Yomi Shabbos discussed this, please let me know. Right, but here he's saying, according to Hananya, carrying it with shvarim is considered tilted. The Tanan, Shalosh Akal is saying there's 3 types of wagons. If it's made like a kedirta tameh medras, it becomes tameh medras. A kedirta is a type of like a wagon, something that's meant to sit on it. So tameh medras is anything that you're meant to be sat on becomes tumas medras, right? Not for all tumas, but nida and zav, anything under them. Even if they were sitting on 10 chairs, all 10 chairs become tameh, right? That's tumas medras. So this type of wagon becomes tameh tumas medras. Kamita, tameya, tameh mace. If this wagon is made like a mita, so it's not meant to be sat on, so it's tameh. It'll come tameh mace, but not tumas medras because it's not meant to be sat on. Shalavonim.
Is there a time frame? Is there a time frame of how long that chariot or that piece has to be on something that's tameh?
No.
Meaning, let's say
no,
they're just driving through.
That's a good question. It's instant. It's not working through touching. It's working just that's meant to be under you. No, it would be instant.
So it could be instant, like within 1 second, just driving over something that's tameh and that's it.
Correct. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Very good. Avonim, if it's made out of stone, tahir miklum. So we know stone is not makabel tumah, which is why you don't have to toivel stoneware. It's not makabel tumah. So then it's nothing. That obviously has nothing to do with our Gemara. That's just brought parenthetically. Remind him tameh mace. And if it has a base kibble that it could be makabel pomegranate, then it's going to become tameh mace. Shalish teva, same with there's 3 types of boxes. Teva shepisla mitzida tameh medras. If the opening of the box is on the sides, that means you can use that box as a chair. Right, so therefore it's going to become tameh medras, which is it's a specific tumah to anything that's meant to be sat on. Milamala, if the opening's on the top, then clearly it's not meant to be sat on because then how are you opening the box? Tameh mace, it's going to be tameh mace. Bava, b'mida tahira, mikba haba b'mida tahira miklum. And if it's haba b'mida, then it's going to be tar from everything. How do they translate haba b'mida? It's a large box that can't be moved, right? And it has, it's an immovable box, and it just has an opening on the top to put things in there. I don't know exactly what haba b'mida. I don't know how exactly that comes to.
Would that be like a vault? Would that be a vault?
A vault for sure. But I would even say, like these storage bins that you have outside the house. The storage shed that you don't move. I would think that also doesn't become. It's tar and miklum. So you see that. Right, it's so you see that something very large doesn't get moved. It becomes tar. It's a tar about medras kli cheres tar. If you sit on a medras of a kli cheres, then it's going to be tar. Rabbi Yossi Amar afasvina. Rabbi Yossi says even a boat. Micah Amar, what does he mean to say? Amar azvid hachikam medras kli cheres tar. A medras of a kli cheres is tar. Umagoi tameh, touching it is tameh. Usvina shel cheres tameya. And a boat made out of cheres is going to be tameh. Who's that like? A chananya, like we just said a few lines ago, like chananya. Rabbi Yossi Amar afa svina tahira, even a svina is tar, katana didan, like our tana. So maskal rapapa, my af. So what? How do you understand the word af? Af sounds like even this is tameh. That means what else is tameh? Elamar rapapa hachikam, he goes the other way. Medras kli cheres tar. A medras of a kli cheres is tar. Magoy, and if you touch it, is tameh. V'shal eitz. And of wood, bein midrasai, bein magoy, tameh. And of wood is whether it's a medras, whether it's touching, it's tameh. Usvina sayardin tahira, and a svina of a yardin is tar. Kitana didan, like our Mishna, not like chananya, right? Because it's a svina sayardin is tar because it goes on dry land also. Yeah. Rabbi Yossi Amar afa svina tameya kichananya. Rabbi Yossi says even a svina is tameh like chananya. Medras kli cheres minolan the tar. How do you know a medras of a kli cheres is tar? A man that touches his bed. Makish mishkavay loy. We make a hekesh from his bed to him. Mahu is like tahar b'mikvah, just like a man becomes tar in a mikvah. Mishkavay nami is like tahar b'mikvah. So too his bed also becomes tar in the mikvah. The mishkav nidasa yiyela. When it's the mishkav of her nida, it will be for her. Makish mishkav Allah. We compare the bed to her. Mahi is like tahar b'mikvah, just like a nida has tahar in the mikvah. Af mishkava nami is tahar b'mikvah. Also, her bed also has tahar b'mikvah. Lafuki klicheres, that comes to exclude a earthenware kli. The less tahar b'mikvah doesn't have tahar b'mikvah, so therefore we cannot compare cheres to it, and therefore cheres does not become tameh even if it's meant to be sat on. So therefore, if you go with this opinion, so when a woman's in nida, you should get earthenware chairs in the house, right? Maybe that was a way around it. You have earthenware chairs. She doesn't make a tameh. Most of Rabbi Loi asked the kasha. Mafetz b'meis minayin. How about a mafetz is a mat of reeds, right? B'meis minayin. How do you know that it's tameh or not? So we say v'dinhu ma pachin ketanim shetahirin b'zav tameh b'meis. Pachin ketanim, small little bottles that are made out of earthenware are tahar unless the tumah goes inside the airspace of the kli cheres. The tameh b'meis, mafetz, shetameh b'zav, what do we call a mafetz? Well, I just said it.
Matt.
A mat, thank you. A mafetz, shetameh b'zav. What? A mafetz, shetameh b'zav, ain't it din she tameh b'meis. So a mafetz, right? Again, pachin ketanim, small jugs are tahar by a zav. They become tameh meis if the tumas meis goes into it. Mafetz, shetameh b'zav. Then I didn't see a tameh b'meis. Now here we get it to a little machlokes here. B'mai halas le'tahara b'mikvah. How can you say that? It doesn't have tahara b'mikvah. So Amar le Rab Chanina shani also ha'il v'ika b'minoi. No, since it has it, meaning a mat made out of reeds, does have the possibility of something becoming tameh, right? So. So therefore, we're going to say that you can compare the mat, even though the mat itself does not become tar, which Rashi goes through a whole reason why that is. So then he says, Amar Lei, he said, Rachmana litzlan mehai daita.
Is this the whole hawk with the schach mats?
Part of it. It's part of it. Yeah, part of it. Yeah, that's one of the issues. So here, listen to this. Amar Lei, Rachmana litzlan mehai daita. He says, oh, Hashem should save us from this teretz. So he says back to him, Hashem you should give us Rahman al-Tzam from your das. Right? This is called the, on Shavuos, the Rizcha, the Araisa, the Torah, the fighting and this and that. I warned the neighbors that there's going to be a shear outside and there might be some fighting. So they should be, they all said it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's fine. This doesn't mean that there's a hit on each other. Each one's saying Rahman al-Tzam on the other one's Svara. Right? Rahman al-Tzam, for time of Mai. What's the reason? Trey kroiksiv. It says two psukim. It says a man that touches his bed. And it says anything that the zav sits on will become tameh. Okay, tzad. Yesh b'minoi. What must this mean? It says touching. It sounds like the first pasuk sounds like only if he touches it becomes tameh. The second pasuk sounds like anything that you normally sit on becomes tameh. So which one is it? Is it tumas maga? Is it Tumah's medras? Okay, tzad yesh b'mino. It must be that if it's the type that can become tameh, afagav the less le'tara b'mikvah. Even if it doesn't have tara b'mikvah, it still has the ability to become tameh. Ain't b'mino, right? Then if it's not, if it's a type like cheres that doesn't have, so then makish mishkavay loy, then you makish the mishkavay to it. Rabbi Amar medras kli cheres. Tahar mehacha. How do a medras of a kli cheres is tahar? We learn out from this pasuk. If you have an open kli that does not have a seal, right? Samid pasuk means a seal. Olav. Hayesh samid pasuk olav. Tahar. If it does have a seal, then it's tahar. Tahar. It's tahar. Mila yaskina diyachadinu leishte nida v'kamarachmana tahar. Is it not talking about that you will meyached this kli cheres for his wife who's a nida, and the Torah says it's tahar. So therefore, we learn out from this that a kli cheres cannot become tameh medras, and even if a nida or a zav sits on it, since it's earthenware, it cannot become tameh. Okay, even though we should really do the Mishna, but if you look at the next Amud, look at all those designs, you know that it's not a walk in the park. Okay, but this is for Motzei Shabbos, Bezos Hashem. Shabbat, good Yom Tif, and stay safe. And Chazar Abyssal, maybe. All right, whatever. I wish Halavai by me. Okay, have a good Yom. Hello.
Is it, guys? Do you know if this is the daf for Shabbos or is
how's it going over there?
Hey for Shabbos?
Hey is for Shabbos.
Okay.
We just did tomorrow's daf, Simon.
Yeah.
This is tomorrow. This is Fridays.
And we're meeting at 12:15.
I'll do it with Shabbos on Shabbos then. Fine.
Shabbos, good Yom Tif, good Shabbos, guys. Thank you.
Everyone. See you later.
Zeb, you got my text?
Do we have to bring chairs or you have?
Yaakov, does mommy have enough chairs?
Yaakov, does mommy have enough chairs?
How's the social distancing, massive?
Yaakov, do they need to bring chairs?
No, we have chairs.
Okay.
And if there's not enough chairs, we have Yishifaraka. There's plenty of chairs.
All right.
All right.
See you. Okay. Hopefully, see you later.
Shabbos, good job.
Shabbos, good job.
Shabbos.